up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's your boy. Welcome to MTG Live. My bad. I'm sorry. I got thrown off for a second. It's your boy Q. Y'all know who that is over there.
What's up, people?
What's up, bro? Good morning. Happy Saturday to you.
Yeah, happy Saturday, man. Tell you
Happy
what, though,
Saturday.
um, think we are in a paradox of life.
A paradox of life.
Yeah.
Do do explain that.
We got we got people talking about black fatigue,
What?
black fatigue. That they're tired of hearing about black issues and dealing with black people. White people going through black fatigue.
Oh, white people going through black fatigue.
Now I find that interesting, considering the last 600 years or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't nobody give a fuck. Um, and I told you this off camera, Q, but I'll just say it for the people. Um, Oscar the Grouch, Red Foreman, George Jefferson, them two old men from the Muppets, starting to understand them now. Um, and I agree with them. I figured out, oh yeah, Al Bundy too.
Al Bundy. Okay.
Yeah, I figured out something, dude. That they got to a point in life where you no longer have room for stupid shit and stupid people that do stupid shit. Um, if I tell you that 1 plus 1 equal 2, and you argue me down and say, no, 1 plus 1 equals 3, you stupid than a motherfucker.
Mm.
And I know we're supposed to be watching our language, and I understand that, but I gotta get it off my chest. I am not a wordsmith per se. I'm
Who said
starting
we
to
gotta watch our
understand.
language? Don't nobody say that shit, but Mo.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to be cognizant of the vernacular that I choose to use.
No.
However, I am starting to understand that you reach a certain point in life where you stop giving a damn because you've been through so much that it's like, what else can you do to me at this point? Like, I don't even care anymore, and I'm at that point in life. With
I'm with
stupid
you.
people, yeah,
Like I'm with you for real. Real quick, before we continue our conversation, 21 up to participate in our conversations. Do us a favor, drop your comments. Drop your comments. We ain't got to go through the reason why you got to be 21 and up. We ain't got to go through all that. Just do what we say, do what we ask, and all that
yeah,
good stuff. One letter, read, send it to us at mashgas@gmail.com. Thank you.
yeah. No more relationship advice though. If you over 35 and you ain't figured it out, you the problem. If you under 35, your circle is wrong, and you should be have you your circle should be around people that can advise you, that got what you want and got what you desire. Those are the people you need to be around. Other than that, I ain't got no more dating advice because you dumb motherfuckers don't listen.
You know, can I say this? Like honestly, I don't I know where you coming from. I really don't really mind. Why I need to let me cut my phone down. Okay. I don't really well, I thought I cut it down. I really don't mind, you know what I'm saying, about, talking about relationships in a sense, Reggie, in a sense. What I'm tired of talking about is why you unhappy, why you sad, why you break up with him because he cheated, why you break up with her because she cheated. I'm tired of all of that. If we're gonna talk about relationships, can we talk about the good things in some of them? our relationships ain't bad and all experiences ain't bad, even if they may end. I don't know, Reggie. I'm just a grown man, you know what I'm saying? And so most of my relationships have not, if I was, in one and we broke up, it was not in something that was volatile because we were grown. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We had a conversation, we didn't match, it didn't work, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You go your way, I go my way. God bless your heart. If I see you out at the State Fair of Texas, or if I see you at a restaurant, or recently happened to me, if I see you at the park, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? God bless you. Move on about your business. If we're gonna talk about something, let's talk about good things in relationships. Maybe give people some encouragement on how to keep what you got. But I
No,
want to hear
no,
about,
no.
all the rigmarole. He slept with your best friend's mama and all of that. You know,
You,
this
and
kind of
I'm gonna tell people like this. As far as relationships go, you in the situation you in because you chose to be there.
I ain't got my bill, but
You
then
chose
ain't.
to be there. You don't have nobody to blame but you. You can't blame somebody else. Oh, they slick talked me. They played me. That's your fault. That's you a grown ass person. That's your fault. That's it. That's your fault. Let's stop. Let's call a spade a spade. If you dumb enough to fall for the okie doke, you dumb enough to fall for the okie doke.
Pretty much.
Don't blame nobody else for your bullshit. Couple of words: accountability, reciprocation, and accountability. I said
Yeah.
accountability twice.
Reggie, off subject. The older you get, the more you like your daddy. You can't help it, man. I can't help but see your pops like, because you caught me off guard for a second. I looked down and I don't have on my glasses, but for
Yeah,
just a quick second, I looked down, I looked up, I saw your daddy.
yeah.
Like more you get like your daddy, man.
Actually, a couple of my friends from college, we were actually
What damn fake?
traveling, and I was on the phone. My dad had him on, speakerphone, and they were like, "Dude, if I wasn't standing here with you, I swear you was talking to yourself. Y'all sound just alike. I can't tell the difference. Did I freeze up or did you
Wow,
freeze up?"
wow. Look like you on a slight delay.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. Yeah,
Now
yeah.
you
They
back
said
now.
they
It's
can't.
it's it's straight.
Yeah, they couldn't tell. They was like, you sound like him, you look like him. Like we wouldn't be able to tell who was who just from the voices. It sounds like you talking to yourself.
Absolutely, man. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Well, ain't no mistaking in that. He can't deny you. He can't deny you, pops. It ain't gonna work. It ain't
Hey,
happening.
you seen me and my siblings? You was at Full
Hmm.
Saw, man. You saw all of us together.
Yeah.
He can't deny none of us.
It ain't gonna work, pops. I mean, I know you ain't never denied him before, but he is the oldest. You know, it ain't happening. It is not
Yeah.
happening.
My
Well,
aunt told him they would put him under the jail for trying to deny his kids.
don't wait a minute. The only way that maybe I could say that he could try to deny y'all, he could probably try to deny you and your brothers because all of y'all taller than him, but not your sister. Not your sister. Ain't happening because they about the same height. But that's it. That's it. That's the only thing you can say about that. Y'all, all your brothers, y'all taller than him, but except your sister. Ain't happening.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And
all
then,
good.
and then your baby brother and your baby sister, they could be twins.
Yeah,
That's weird. Like
yeah,
I was looking at them, I was like, mm-mm.
yeah.
Woo.
Well, they only like they're not even 2 years apart. They're like a
Oh
year and a
wow.
half apart. Yeah.
Oh wow. All right. What we supposed to be talking about this morning?
Dude, I don't even remember, man.
Me
I know
either.
I know I can tell you one thing that did happen though.
What's up? What you got?
That the last plantation house in Louisiana burned down yesterday. I'm so happy about that
I
shit.
seen that. I saw that. What
Dude,
it was?
I'm so happy about that shit. Like
Yeah, I saw that.
they wanted to keep it for historical purpose. But the tragedies that happen on that property, why would you keep that?
Yeah.
And it wasn't us that wanted to keep it. It was them that wanted to keep it. For
Hey,
historical, but slavery wasn't that bad. But you got a whole country that was built on slavery and the backs of when you have a country that's built on stolen labor and stolen land. Then you got uh, a fruit in chief that refuses to acknowledge that he's a racist and that racism still exists. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do him just like Hitler. It's not the one individual, it's the people that support him. I put most of the blame on them. The lawyers, the politicians, the anonymous donors, the
mm,
business owners, the ones
hmm.
that think they're gonna get something. Yeah, yeah, I blame y'all. Y'all to blame, but that's okay though, cause you know,
Yeah,
it it'll.
no, go ahead, finish up. No,
No,
you good.
I was just saying it'll all come out in the wash, and they'll try and run, duck, and hide. But what I want to do, and this may sound crazy, I want every supporter to get a big T tattooed on their forehead. So
Yeah,
we can
cause
identify your stupidity long term, and we can
yes,
shame you long term. Just like you treat me for the color of my skin, let's put that big ass T right in the middle of your eyes, so you can't hide it. So we can torment you and your family forever, like you do me because of the color of my skin.
yeah, like they used to brand black people back in the day to tell what property you came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good morning, Anthony. Hey, Lynn. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Scarlet Letter.
See the scarlet letter, Anthony. I get you. I understand your perspective, but you could take that off. I want something that brands it. They can't hide it. They can't hide it. Like I saw a person with a flat tire on the side of the road, right?
Mm,
This was a couple months ago. So I played person with a flat tire on the side of the road. Now, me being me, since it was a woman, I was gonna pull over the hill. Then I saw that Trump bumper sticker. Oop, keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. I
not
ain't
with,
pulling up to help you.
not even gonna blow. Just gonna drive
Mm-mm.
off.
Didn't call 911. Didn't call no assistance. You don't need nobody, remember? You got it. Let you and your white power take care of it. And then these people that, oh, this is another thing. I need people to understand there's a difference between Uncle Tom and Sambo. People are using Uncle Tom when they mean to use Sambo. I need you to look at the history and the definition of the two words and realize when you're saying Uncle Tom, you really should be saying Sambo. Yeah, I need you to put that in there real quick. You know, that's gonna go over a lot of y'all heads. But again, do your own research. Don't take everything I say as fact. Research it yourself and see if you come to the same conclusion. But I never hear anything back, so I make the assumption that you fall in line with what I say. So it is what it
You know, um, um, since the white people have black fatigue, I'm gonna add on another piece of information. I just really, really, really want y'all to stop thinking that we are our ancestors because we are not. We are not our ancestors.
Yeah, you knock on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning with a KKK uniform on, your ass getting blasted. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. That's a threat. That is a absolute threat. Especially when a young black boy can knock on the door in the middle of the daytime and get shot. Yeah, you knock on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, expect not the best result.
Yep,
So especially
absolutely.
when a a white woman known for having issues can raise $1 million in a week. for calling a 5-year-old a nigga.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I s- I saw this clip. I saw this clip where this young lady was in the grocery store minding her own business. Her little boy walks walks in, and I believe this was at a Dollar General. You know, like when you walk in Dollar General, they have everything just thrown everywhere. You know, you go into a Dollar General, it's everything's everywhere. You know, so she went to the Dollar General. The little boy opened the freezer box to get himself an ice cream. He Mama is paying for the stuff. The white woman is standing behind her. She didn't see the little boy. So the little boy accidentally puts his ice cream up right in front, I mean, right with the white lady's stuff. The mama turns around and says, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." Reaches past her to grab the ice cream so she could pay for it. And the white lady said that she was stealing. So the woman paid for her stuff. She ignored the white woman until the white woman's sister got in front of her as she's walking out the door to say, "Why were you rude to my sister? My sister was probably going to pay for your child's ice cream." The black lady said, "No, I didn't need her to pay for the ice cream. Excuse me, I'm leaving." Attempts to go around her. She pushes a basket in front of her, and mama lost her cool, grabbed one of those carry baskets, pop, went upside her head.
Well,
That's what you get.
you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
There you go. There you
So
go.
yeah. Well, I got a shirt that I need to wear that says, "We are not our ancestors. Sincerely, these hands."
Absolutely. And I still don't have my bell, but absolutely.
So
The bell is somewhere out here
you
somewhere.
you y'all can play that shit in a safe space and you talk that cool shit in a safe space. But this is the thing about the world we live in and technology. People are emboldened because they talk shit in a safe place behind their keyboard, not knowing that you post the shit on social media, we can find your IP address. We can find your home address. We can find out who you are. You're not intelligent enough to run your stuff through to hide your VPN and hide your router and your, you're not smart enough to do that. So you can be found. And when you get touched, I don't have no sympathy for you, especially since that a cop can kill an innocent child and then they get mad at the father for retaliating. I have no sympathy for you, and you gonna try and intimidate him, but 30 cops. That man ain't scared of you. You took his son away. Ain't nothing. You took his son away. His only child. You took that man only. You think he got some? That man ain't got. He don't give a fuck.
Not one.
Not
Not even
one.
one of them. Mm-mm.
Not one. And you think, cause you not scaring that man. You not. He don't give a fuck. But
Which
hmm?
no, 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 no. Go ahead. No, you saying, but go ahead.
No, but here's the thing. Like, and they try to intimidate you in numbers. Like, again, you don't scare us. We have nothing to be scared of. Everything you've done to us, we've survived. And all you're
Exactly.
doing now is repeating what you've already done. We know how to survive. You could try to get rid of us. It ain't happening. We didn't come to Black people in the US did not come by choice. However, we've survived and thrived in spite of everything that white people have done.
Exactly. And do me a favor, just to kind of add on to our conversation, since we're talking about the white people are saying they got black fatigue. Please understand and know that the laws that y'all come up with We know how nigga rig them hoes. Please
Yeah,
understand. We are very, very smart, and we understand loopholes in which you taught us.
learn from the best. And here's the other part. This is what I'm tripping on. These white South Africans that are now getting to be refugees in the U.S. That's very interesting
Hmm.
because when they showed their properties and everything in South Africa, I don't know if y'all have seen
Uh-oh.
what they were actually running from. There was no threat to them. They just lost power. They lost their control. So their threat is you're going to do to us what we've done to you when we were in control, and we can't take it. So we're going to run and flee. None of them have been killed. None of them have been threatened. They lost power. They lost political power, government power, financial power. They lost it all. So now they're thinking, oh, black, that is not in us. That's a trait learned from the people that did it the best. It's learned from you.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, did you hear this was last week? Did you? Because we just talking, everybody, because we talked, we had a meeting. Reggie know myself, don't remember what we supposed to been talking about. Mo was supposed to bring something, but then she playing sick because I know Mo ain't sick. Mo ain't sick, and if she is sick, she got sick in the matter of 16 hours. Okay. We know Mo ain't Mo talking Mo noise. You know what? You know, I'm gonna get to that in a second because you know I got to talk about. We won't talk about Mo for a second. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, belated Mother's Day, and all that good stuff. But did you hear about the Ku Klux Klan going out to Georgia in a white robes and stuff, and every last one of them was unalived, and they can't find who did it. Now listen, I'm not gonna say that that's a funny thing because I don't really, in a sense, in my opinion, you are asking for the smoke. Please understand when you do stuff like that, you're asking for the smoke. Don't think that we don't have weapons. Don't think that we don't know these backwoods and stuff better than you do. Because we do.
I'm gonna tell you right now, details for everybody's perspective. They dressed up in KKK uniforms, went to a predominantly black area, predominantly black part, while there was an event going on. And I'm telling you right now, all them shells were probably picked up
Mm,
by people that wasn't involved.
mm.
Oh, wait, let me get this real quick. Oh, you know what? Let me just take that with me real quick. And they probably gonna be disposed of and they ain't gonna ever be found. And guess what? How many black lives have been lost like that? Unsolved murders,
Mm-hmm.
lynching, where
Mm-hmm.
it was publicly done with photograph evidence, and nobody was ever charged. How many people were lynched because of lies that white people told?
There you go.
Never solved.
There you go. There-
Again, I ain't got no sympathy for you. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Sometimes you gotta play with your life. Just like that, there was another story about this guy in Louisiana. He was being treated by, he had cancer, was being treated by the best doctor money could buy. Now, because doctors, they usually have staff, they staff doing their thing, they'll come around and they'll make a visit. Because most doctors play the background. They'll kind of get you stable, then come around and talk to you. Guy didn't want to be handled by a black nurse. Got him a Hispanic nurse. Then found out his doctor was black. Needed a organ transplant.
Mm.
Found out that the organ came from a black person. Didn't want the organ. Didn't want the doctor. And now on life support and got transferred to a different hospital so he could have white staff and is on the verge of dying, and now his family want to beg for help. No, racism has a cost.
Yes.
Sorry, that's the cost you pay. And you always thought, oh, it's expensive. I got the money to pay for it. Sometimes you don't. Oh well. No sympathy felt at all.
I mean, you can go on out there to the black market and you're gonna spend 3 times as much for you
But
one
you
of them.
still gotta find somebody to put it in.
Sure
And
do.
this is what people don't understand. 70 to 80% of black doctors come from HBCUs.
They do.
That's a number. So here's the other thing. If you see a black doctor, black nurse, black medical professional, oh, trust and believe, they done paid their dues to get there. Because as an engineer that came out of Texas A&M, I'm gonna tell you right now, they try to weed you out, and it's not necessarily professors all the time. Sometimes it's the other students that want to get the best of you and try and sabotage you along your way to greatness. And I'm not
It's
talking about what I think I've heard. I'm talking about what I've experienced myself. So I know it exists,
absolutely.
and I know what my other friends that were at A&M at the time that I was there that came before me, because I have an older cousin that went to A&M as well. What she experienced while she was there, she gave me the heads up. And what students have experienced after I left, because I talked to them, and it still happens.
Anthony said, but we are assuming black folks killed them. I guess you were talking about the Ku Klux Klan people. White folks could have done that. It's quite possible.
Quite possible, but we ain't snitching.
Snitches get stitches.
We ain't snitching in this case. Even if it was white people, they dead and gone. Less bodies to have to worry about.
Hey, Rotina, what's up, sis? Good morning. She said, I know that story. He actually signed a paperwork saying he didn't want to be treated by anyone that was black. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. She talking about the
Cool.
dude in Louisiana. Yeah. And now he lost his life because of racism. But
Hey, do your thing, man. Where them fans at? Put your boots on the ground. Because you're going under the ground.
mm-hmm. And some people, this was a question I got asked by it wasn't a white individual. It was actually an Indian individual. And when I say Indian, I mean from India, not Native American. They asked me, it's like, hey, with everything going on, like why are like a lot of black people like dancing and celebrating it? I was like, you know what? This is how we make it through rough times.
That's right.
This is how we make it through rough times. Oh, I didn't know that part, Routine. Apparently said they got mad and wanted to sue. You can't do it. We got receipts, baby. You can't do nothing. Anyway, ask me why are black people like celebrating, and I was like, this is how we make it through hard times. We come together. We celebrate. We celebrate life. Sometimes we celebrate stupidity. But when times are hard, we come together and we celebrate. We have a good time because our unification, it re-energizes our soul.
Exactly.
And it re-energizes our community where we don't have to have what you think you're taking away from us. Because when we come together and unite and we celebrate each other, you can't take that away. There's nothing you can do to take that away. That's whoo.
Tina said he got bumped from the transplant list and tried to sue, but he signed off on that shit.
Yeah. See, thank you, Rotina, for providing the extra details to the story. Because you're right, he got bumped. So it's like, whatever. No sympathy for you.
Anthony said we celebrate when Day Day is released from prison too. Oh, because it's gonna happen. Because Day Day coming home. Speaking of Day Day, we gonna swap the name and call him Diddy. I think Diddy gonna get off. If not, they're gonna reduce it. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I ain't taking it back either. Now, he just got a good defense team. That's just what that is. That's what money can do for you. Now, I ain't saying nothing if Diddy was right or wrong. I'm not. We all seen the videos and stuff. We all seen the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. We seen, some stuff. We seen some stuff. But I think Diddy gonna get off. Now, if now when we all see it play out or whatever, we will say either Q was wrong or Q was right. But I think he's gonna get off. And I don't want to say that I'm kind of in a position to say that I want to see another black man locked up, but we all know what this is about. We all know what this is about, and so I just want to say, to all the Diddy people out there, if y'all want to see him locked up and stuff like that, according to some of the reports that's been coming out about the trial, because they're not letting cameras in there.
Mhm.
He probably gonna get off because they making them look like fools. And it just seems to me that if you're gonna prosecute somebody, you got to have all your ducks in a row. You can't have no wrinkles in the sheets.
And see, this is the thing. This is reminded me of that case in Georgia where Trump got off because of a personal relationship that didn't have nothing to do with the case and was consensual. Like, how is that a problem? That's and this is what we talk about when we talk about we have to do twice as much to get half as far. That didn't have nothing to do with the case at all. But yet they twisted it to get that woman off the case, tried to get her disbarred, all of that, and now the case is dropped. But you want us to be sorry for you because you tired of hearing about black people? No. You want us to be sorry for you because 3 of your people got killed because they decided to dress up like KKK members and get unalive? You want us to feel sorry for you because teenagers beating on somebody's door at 3 in the morning and then they got blasted? You want us to feel sorry? No, we don't feel sorry for you. No, our empathy is gone.
A wrap.
Our empathy is gone. Anthony thinks it might be a hung jury in the Diddy trial, potentially. I could see that happening too.
Me
But I
too.
mean, if it's a hung jury, he getting off.
Pretty much.
He getting off.
Tina, we did talk about the plantation burning down. We said good riddance.
Good
Good
riddance.
riddance to it. Good riddance.
And
Hey,
you
burn.
talking about somebody that's proud to be from Louisiana.
Good riddance.
Good riddance.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
yeah. Good riddance.
but this is where people need to understand their history. Um, Going back to the little thing about Louisiana, most people don't even realize that they trying to figure out what is that symbol, the fleur de lis. It's supposed to be the flower of life, right?
Mm,
That's what the true meaning behind it is. However,
right.
um, you got to remember that Louisiana, most Louisiana, Mississippi, most of Alabama was used to be under French control initially before the Louisiana Purchase. Now this area was heavily slave population, had plantations, heavy slave population. That's how they branded their slaves when they would run away to let them know where to bring them back to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that fleur de lis stands for. Now, some people may think it's like, oh, well, why the Saints? No, it's just like anything else we do. We use it as a symbol, as a reminder, so you don't forget. Not to put it in your face and celebrate, so you don't forget your history, because they will try and whitewash history to make it seem like slaves didn't have it so bad.
There
Really?
you go.
Yeah, it's a symbol to remember why. But anywho, I
There
get
you
out
go.
myself.
I just I just want to say to all the white people that have black fatigue, you're gonna have a whole lot more of that in the next upcoming 3 years. And then not only that, we black as a whole, we are boycotting protests. We don't want to protest with y'all. We don't have the space. We don't have the mentality. We're not putting up we're not using no more our good magic markers on those posters. We're not calling the people to reserve space so we can stand there and say, we want this or no, 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 or whatever it is. We're not doing it no more because as we can tell at this moment that all of y'all protests have been so peaceful and all of this kind of stuff, but you want us to be the front lines to get beat up and lynched and thrown in jail. Our necks stepped on. We can't breathe, all of this stuff. No, 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 no. You go ahead, do what you're gonna do, you know, and we want to see how they turn out for you.
Yep.
Just go ahead. We we don't want to. We
Yep.
don't want to. We ain't in the mood. And last night, Reggie, you brought this up in the comments last night when myself and Ernie was on Big E. We was talking about certain things, and the conversation came up. One of the questions on the board was, why did I stop
Going to church.
going to church? Why
Mm-hmm.
did I stop going to church? And I gave my reasoning behind it. After the show, a pastor that I know pretty well, here in Dallas, um, sent me a message and said to me that he was praying for me, that I find peace and then I find solace in my decision, and definitely want to pray that I find God in a way that I won't lose my soul.
Here's the thing. This is what I say to any minister. Care what your religion is. Religion is man-made. Therefore, it's inherently flawed. So, what gives you the right to tell me how to worship my God that I serve because I ain't doing it the way you do it? You're a man, you're inherently flawed. My way may be flawed too, but at least my way is coming from a place of sincerity and not trying to get people's pockets. Because as a minister,
Here
why
you
are
go.
you driving around in a nice car, living in a nice house when your congregation is struggling? Why are you able to have all these nice things, but then your churches sit empty except for Wednesday and Sunday? Make it make sense. If you're supposed to be a pillar of the community, why isn't your church house open 7 days of the week to provide to the community? And that's every religion. I'm not picking on one. I'm picking on y'all. This is the other thing for the Christians out there. Just remember this, and I told you this last night. The Crusaders were Christians. The Nazis were Christians. The KKK are Christians. MAGA call themselves Christians. Make it make sense. To everybody fighting in the Middle East over the Holy Land, just remember, Sarah gave permission for Abraham to lay down with that slave. And as your tradition states, the firstborn son shall inherit the father's property. Firstborn son is Ishmael. That property belongs to the Muslims, period, in the story, based on your religion,
There
based
you
on
go.
your teachings. That is the land of the Muslims. To the Jews, end times ain't coming until you recognize that Black people were the original Jews. You don't want to talk about that though.
I'm just gonna say what I told him. I'm gonna tell you what I told him. I told him real nice and sweet and simple. I said to him, "Thank you for your concern, but my soul is not your business." That's exactly what I said. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Courtney Chapman, what's up? What's up? Been a whole minute.
Now it's been
Um,
like 2-3 minutes.
I finna say, God dog. Better yet, y'all funeral services should be free. Let me tell you something, Courtney. Now, I said this last night. You know, I watched my grandma, sometimes my mom, you know, I've watched aunties, I've watched countless family members pour into the institution of church. Talking about the
Mhm.
building, because the church is supposed to be you, right? If I'm telling the truth, if we gonna
No,
go there,
actually, Q, it's specifically said where 2 or more are gathered in my name, there
he'd
I
be in the
shall
midst,
also be.
right?
So that's what the scripture says.
That's what
Last
the
time I checked,
scriptorial say.
that didn't involve 4 walls and pews.
There you go. And we are so hell bent on collecting from us. You know, that's just it's mind-boggling to me. Now, don't get me wrong, Courtney, I agree with you 250%. But I want to see how many people actually take a look at your comment and take a think to say, you know what? This family been coming here for 50 years. This family been coming here for, since the church started. Ain't
Hmm.
no way I'm gonna charge my members' family this, that, and the other. Come on in and take care of your business.
Now, I will say this, Q. Some of this is limited to larger cities because I know when we have a service back home in Louisiana, like community center gets opened up because they know family large. We need that community center. People volunteering to come feed the family. What do you need? What can we do for you? Because when you're a pillar of the community, right? And my family has, spread out from Louisiana. But when we come back, when I tell you them doors open. And it's amazing to see it because it's like, well, hey, who are all these people? Well, hey, that person over there, your granddaddy helped them out back in the day and helped it so they child could go to college, or they grandbaby did this, and then your grandmother was doing this for this lady, and she helped take care of her mama, and she helped take care of her aunt, and this your cousin did this, and your other cousin did this, and on your granddaddy's brother did this, and your grandmama's sister did this. These people come out. That's the church.
There you
That
go.
is the church.
There you go.
Because when you go back and it's like sometimes, like I went back for my dad's classmate's funeral, right? Went back down, and this guy has known me since hell. Actually, hell, he knew me before I was even thought of because he's known my dad since the 7th grade. We went back down there, and my dad went to go fill up the car. My dad was like, "Hey, go in, you know, let me know where you at. I'll come in. I'm gonna go gas the car up real quick because we're a little early. So I'm gonna go gas the car up real quick because we're gonna do a turnaround trip." Like, all right, cool. I walk in. Now it's rather warm. I got a bald head, so I got my little brim on, right? Tell me why everybody thought I was my daddy. And then we so happy to see you, Kirby. This, da da da. I'm not. That's my daddy, baby. You not Reggie. You Yes, I am. I'm Reggie. Oh my God. And when my dad comes back, I'm hitting all this history about the things that my dad's side of the family had did in the area, and it's like this is why people show up. They they didn't have a funeral home big enough. They didn't have a church big enough to hold this funeral. Guess what a funeral was, Q?
Where was that?
At the high school auditorium. They opened the high school auditorium for a funeral for a pillar of the community, and it was packed.
Mm, Wow. Wow. Courtney says, since we're on this subject, what you guys think about the 2819 church?
I'm
Is that
unfamiliar with it.
is that the church? Um, I think I heard something about that. You're gonna have to kind of brush us up on that, Courtney, down in the chat. But I think that's a church that's in Atlanta, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And you have to they certain dress code, like you wear urban attire, and it's a couple more other things about it. I can Google it real quick and kind of take a look for the church or whatever. But I think it says you arrive at the church. I'm reading it right now. From there you'll be welcome, you'll be given a free gift as a token, as a first time. And what you got for the kids, yeah, you just gonna have to hook us up with a little information on that. I think that's it though. But it was specifically about the 2819 church coordinator. Let us know. What I one thing that just really honestly that just get on my nerve is we as black people, we choose who's black or not. Now, sometimes some of us we do get rid of our black cards, i.e. Candace Owens, for example. And now she is on this a tour thing now where she's trying to get everybody to listen to her, and she's trying to get on our good side now after you done bashed us and dogged us all these years. Now you on your thing now. But I want one thing that kind of really gets on my nerve is the fact that we discount our blackness and we limit our blackness to a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. You may not be into, can't stand to see a transgender woman who's black, quote unquote, a transgender man who's black, quote unquote, a gay man, gay woman, whatever it is, they are still black. They are fighting alongside of us when it comes to our rights and when it comes to our freedoms. And you turn around and you dog people, from your own family because the Bible says so. Like we said last night, the Bible reading Christians. This is what we said last night. The the Bible reading Christians,
see, see, this is funny to me
it
because
gets on my
okay,
nerve.
and I feel you, dude. This is what I gotta say. Williams sister, the Ball brother, the
Okay, Rich, you
Sanders
froze
boy.
up.
I broke up. So Williams sisters, the Ball boys, and the Sanders brothers. Y'all can't stand to see strong black men leading a family and then leading their kids. You always got a problem with it every time. Shador Sanders right now is the stereotypical example of exactly what a strong father does. He's the spotlight's on him. He's not the only one, but even in the midst of all the turmoil that happened to him, getting slid down to the fifth round, when I know there's no way that dude should have went past the second round undrafted.
Oh yeah.
I'm cool. I'm thankful for the spot I got. Cool. It's time to go to work. In his rookie minicamp, everybody centered around him. It wasn't a stage picture. It was them coming together and just chopping it up as rookies, and he's in the center of the picture. That team is galvanizing around him. He doesn't do the whole risk money thing. It's his teammates doing it when they catching incredible passes from him. He making incredible plays. He low key. Why? Because his dad taught him. When you was in college, you earned the right to do that. Because when you look at him his freshman, sophomore year, he didn't do that. He waited till his junior year, senior year. Then he started getting cocky and flashy. He's back in the rookie. Deanna told him, What you did in college don't mean shit. You start from 0 now. You gotta earn it. So now he's being quiet. He's grinding. And I'm telling you right now, everybody that passed on it, even the Cleveland Browns, they finna have something to pay. They gonna have to pay for it. Because he got a chip on his shoulder. Just like Lamar Jackson got a chip on his shoulder. And all he needs is a space and opportunity. Tell you right now, you can't stop him. You cannot stop him. You cannot stop greatness. And this is why Black athletes excel so well, because all the rules are laid out on the table. Everybody's following the same rules, and the playing field is level. Even though you may have more experience, once we get our wheels turning, oh, watch out. This is why in society you play all these games with all these behind the scenes crap. Because you know, if you put all the rules out on the table and everybody had a fair shake and everybody had to play by the same rules, even if we started behind, all we need is a little time to get it going. Oh, but once we get it, oh, we rolling, baby. We rolling. You can't deny excellence. You cannot deny greatness. As much as you try to deny it and bury it, the more you try to bury a seed, the bigger that seed gonna grow.
You know, I was, you know, yeah, everybody know that knows me. Everybody know how much I love tennis. I love tennis. Tennis is my football, you know, just in case y'all didn't know. Because, you know, speaking about, excuse me, speaking about Deion Sanders' son, for just a quick second, I'm going to go back to my point. You know, Jerry is after him. You know, Jerry want him. But what happens is Jerry can't get him until you get Deion. And Deion say, I'm not going to coach unless my boy is there. So, you know, Jerry's after him. And you, no matter what, it's Jerry's world.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
he's after him.
Jerry's not gonna get Deion.
He's
as a
after
coach.
him.
Jerry's not gonna get Deion as a coach. You know why? Jerry don't know how to sit his ass down in the owner's box and be quiet. He want to be a coach. That's why, since Jimmy Johnson left the Cowboys, how many strong coaches have the Dallas Cowboys had in the last 30 years?
What? 2
One.
maybe? Oh, okay. You I gave him better than that.
Parcells.
Parcells.
That's it. And Parcells was only there for a season. Because he told Jerry, shut the fuck up. I'm coaching. You write the checks, I coach. Jerry got pissed off out the door. Out the door. I'm sorry.
So I was looking at I was like I say, everybody knows I'm a tennis fan. I love tennis. Yeah. All surfaces, whether it's hard court, clay, grass. Right now, we're in clay season. We're in clay. And clay is, if you don't know, I'm just gonna give y'all just a little bit. Clay season is very hard because the balls are harder. They're heavier because they're hitting up against dirt on a constant, and sometimes they have to keep that clay wet somewhat so they can slide, you know, and so they can get to the balls and stuff like that. And so there's a young lady by the name of Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff right now is the highest paid tennis player in the world right now. She's now ranked number 2 in the world. She's only 21 years old. All right. Now, definitely a prodigy of Serena and Venus. You know, I see Madison Keys. Madison Keys is another one. You know, she fell from number 5 in the world. She's now number 7 in the world, but she won her first Grand Slam in the Australian Open in January. And so I brought that up to say that Coco Gauff, she received her big stardom is when she beat Venus Williams in Wimbledon at the age of 15. And now she's number 2 in the world. And she can go into any arena. Right now they're in Rome. So they're in Italy. And she plays her final today against an Italian. This girl have so much popularity all over the world till even the Italian fans are cheering for their own, but more so they're cheering for her because she is on the grind. She's on the grind. She is doing what she needs to do. And just like to what you were saying, once our wheels get to turning, there is no stopping us. There's no way that you can stop us from getting the things done. Her dad, they consider him a Richard Williams or whatever, but he's not as hard on her. But her mom is. Her mama is the one that says, no, look, you need to serve this way. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to get to the point to where is there, that you don't give your opponent nothing. And she keeps her mental toughness. When you're out there on a field like that and you by yourself, your game is up to you. And so I just want to say shout out to Coco Golf. Win or lose today, she's still gonna be number 2 in the world, which I think she's gonna win. Though I think she will be Jasmine Polani, or whatever. But and she can really, really play. She's half Italian, half black. You still get my kudos, you know what I'm saying? But you play for your country. That's where you come from, and so, you know, shout out, to all of these black athletes that are doing their thing, these young black athletes that are you really embracing a mindset of being humble and staying graceful, and making it to where you're able to create your own lane in the sport that's predominantly not us.
So this is where coming from a great household is integral, because then you don't get yourself caught up to where somebody can control you.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Hey, Rotina, that's a good comment.
Gotta keep the clay hard so the balls can slide. No, so the players can slide. So like when you playing on dirt, now down here in Dallas, we do have a lot of red dirt. If you take that dirt and dry it out, it becomes a slippery surface. So they have to keep it damp somewhat, where the players are able to slide to get to the balls. If they do a drop shot, that's just a shot that's not going to go across the court, but it's a shot that's a trick to make you run up to it to get to it, because the ball can only bounce one time in tennis. You can't bounce twice. It's a wrap. If your ball bounces twice, then the point go to your opponent. And so they have to keep it to where they're able to slide to the ball, left, right, front, whatever they need to do.
Yeah, and CQ, this is where this is showing our versatility as black people, even with just me and you on the show, because you are a huge tennis fan. You always have been. Granted, I fall in more the stereotypical lane. I like football. I follow a little basketball. God, Cassie is a mess. Is that the same Cassie I'm thinking about?
Yes, it is.
Oh, Cassie a mess. Anyway, you should be ashamed of yourself now. But this just shows the versatility of even people that you think are one way, and just when you peel back the layers, because most people wouldn't know. Like you look at me, you think, oh, he's just jock. But like Q, okay, yeah, you was a drum major. Nobody would have ever guessed you being a drum major. You always around football, basketball. You would follow those sports. You casually follow those sports. Tennis is your shit. Me, they think, oh, well, you in the football and sports and you built like a jock, so you dumb. Dude, do you know how much I like playing chess?
Yeah.
Chess is like, you talk about a stress reliever. Like, some people play video games, which is cool. I like playing chess. Chess is, and people like, I play chess.
Yeah.
And I'm not the greatest at it, but I give you a run for your money. You ain't just gonna run over me. You ain't gonna do a checkmate in 4-5 moves. You're gonna have to play down a little bit. We're gonna get down to about 4-5 pieces a piece.
Tina said she loved chess.
Yeah.
Well, Cassie, what you say? She said, not Reggie, assuming that we thinking he's a jock. We love you though. Well, okay. So Tina, now I'm just gonna I'm sorry, Cassie. This is what I'm gonna say. Now, high school, Reggie was a jock. Reggie come up in school. Now I'm gonna pick on him for just a quick second. He come up in the schoolhouse, got on the freshest shoes, clothes, pressed down. I know his mom and his daddy put his clothes in the cleaners. I know they did.
Yeah.
Everything just starched down. Now, if I remember right, Reggie wore like 2 gold necklaces. Then wasn't really big on the jewelry, but Reggie was one.
Well, hold up. I won for a little bit, but then I broke them because my neck too big.
Reggie was, football captain, I believe, or one of them, and Reggie walked around school just as humble as he wanted to. He wasn't the loud type. Now we had several loud guys at the school, and you can be like, oh yeah, that's. But Reggie, hung out with his football bros or whatever, But on the back end, he was more of the grounding piece for them, you know, keeping them, grounded. I know his dad played a huge role in that because, you know, some of us, like myself, I was quietly sneaky. Reggie just was Reggie. He just doing his thing. What you see is what you got all the time. Me, I code switch a lot. I'm one way in front of my teachers. I'm another way in front of the band. I'm a whole nother way in front of the parents. And I was a whole nother way in front of the girls. So it was just a whole lot of different stuff going on back then. But Reggie back in those days would have been considered a jock, but he was class salutatorian. You know, Reggie. I got so sick of hearing Reggie's name for the damn awards. I thought that he was gonna be Val because of all, he got more awards than the valedictorian. And I thought that Reggie was gonna be valedictorian, but when they said that he was salutatorian, everybody was like, "What?" I
Half
mean,
a
it was
point,
like
Q.
that. It was like
Now,
that.
Q, I'm gonna tell you right now, half a point because I had to go out for rehab, and this is why I got a grudge with Eugene Young to this day. He made the coaches give me a 70 in football in athletics.
Wow.
That's why our last semester he made the coaches give me a 70 because I was having to leave school to go to rehab.
Yeah, Tina, that's right.
Yes.
Like it. Listen, I think I may have like in our 4 years, maybe one class of Reggie. And I think he ended up leaving that class to go to AP. And I can't remember what class it was, but I was sure trying to cop off his paper because I know he's gonna get the answers right. Yeah, I was lazy. I admit that. I don't give a shit. I was lazy.
Nah, that's cute. I'm gonna tell you what happened. That class me and you had together, my mom changed my schedule.
I sure hate it.
Yeah, my mom changed my schedule because she didn't think I had enough AP classes. That's what it was. She didn't think I had enough AP. She changed my schedule.
Cassie said you had a jock neck. He broke the chains.
Look here, Cassie, my neck is smaller now, and my neck is 18 and a half inches around. Think about that. Most chains are 18, 19 inches. Those are chokers on me. If it's not 24 inches plus, it's going to look like a choker on me. So, yeah, 18 and a half inches. And this is now, and it's smaller now. But when we was in school, I had a 21-inch neck.
Sure. Listen, while Reggie had 21-inch neck, I was in a 26 waist.
So my neck damn near as big as your waist.
I mean, I was the smallest drum major in Kimball history. Had to be. Had to be.
Oh, but hey,
Wasn't
I'm gonna tell you
tall,
one thing though.
nothing.
This is where, and this is where we go back to knowing your role and knowing the importance of your role. Because Q, I'm pretty sure, if not you, there were probably some people in the band that idolized the football players and the athletes, right? They idolized us because we did stuff that they couldn't do, and we got the recognition that they didn't get. We were always in front, and I get that. But this is where knowing your role and knowing your lane is important because when y'all used to play Mr. Big and y'all
Oh
used to
wow.
march in for them damn pep rallies, with you high stepping and then Tick the way he beat that bass drum and he hit that corner. Do you know how crunk those two things got us for a pep rally? Y'all had, I don't think y'all understood how crunk the team got with you high stepping with that baton, and then the way, because when you walk in the auditorium, you got to hit that 90. And
Gotta
the
hit
way
the
Tick
90.
hit that 90 with that bass drum and stayed on beat, dude, y'all have no idea. Those were the two. I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me at the pep, those were the two things I looked for when y'all came marching in. Because after that, it was over. I was ready. I'll take anybody head off. But
Man,
knowing your role, you can't always have your desired role in the grand scheme of things. But your role is important, and you may not see it. But sometimes the role you play is not meant for you to see all of the accolades because you're inspiring somebody else.
right. Absolutely. She said, I love that Maddie gets best of both worlds. Reggie, you're right about that.
Yeah. You
Absolutely.
gotta know your role. Gotta know your role.
Anthony said, I always said marching band was a sport.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And granted, I was a jock, but when I came over to Kimball, I could not play trombone for the band because the football team and varsity practice at the same time. You can't do
Yeah.
both. You can't. There's no way you could do both. And then the way Kimball was set up, athletics and band were at the same time. I couldn't do both,
Yeah.
so I
That's
had to
true.
choose. But
Yeah.
before that, dude, I played. Even to this day, I play trombone, baritone, tuba, piano, a little bit of the trumpet. But most people don't even know that because they don't ask. But yeah,
It was back then it was so crazy, because Anthony, you're right. We worked out hard. Now football team, they had the weights and stuff like that. They had the gym and stuff. We had the track and instruments. I can't tell you how many times we had to lift those instruments. And then, my junior year, I ended up playing tuba on accident for marching season. And to think of a guy at the time, because I had one more growth spurt when I got the Prairie View, and that's what pushed me to 5'8". So I was like 5'6" then, and I'm lifting this big old tuba on me, flipping it, tossing it, turning it, stuff like that. We had to work out, and it was horrible. It was horrible. You have to run around with your instrument on top of your head and hum the song because you don't forgot your part when you're supposed to be memorized. So a whole lot of different things, coincided. It's two different veins, but it coincided. And listen, Mr. Holmes didn't play that.
yeah.
Holmes didn't play that, even though he was, but I digress on that. I ain't gonna embarrass Morris Holmes today because somebody gonna call him and say, Mr. Holmes, Q was talking about you on his podcast. I ain't gonna do him like that. I ain't gonna do him like that.
Yep.
So hell yeah, that's why it was Crunk and Chris in the front.
She talking about Lil Chris.
Oh, you talking about the mascot?
Yeah, Lil Chris.
Oh yeah, him and Kelton Kendall.
Yeah.
Kelton, yeah, they were the best mascots we ever had. I'm sorry, Stacy. I love you, Stacy. You know I do. Stacy Johnson, that's my girl. You was our mascot our senior year. I love you, girl, but you needed somebody to come with you. Them mascots crunk it up. We two of the best mascots in the district. They crunk it up. Okay, Anthony said I play baritone, trombone, and piano. Okay, all the low brass. All the
Okay.
low brass. He said, and HISD discriminated against black bands during competitions because we high step in lieu of corporate style. You know, that's walking. It's hard though the corp style march. Because you got to really, really concentrate. But yeah,
See, and
they
this is
it's
this is
crazy.
where this is where I understood the difference in the bands because what y'all call corporate style, when I was in the white school, they call it rolling your feet.
Yeah, that's right, Cassie. That's why I like it thick, baby. Got to have it thick. Baby, listen. Cause I ain't that little no more, but I'm still little compared to many of our classmates. I'm still kind of little.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Anthony said I was 95 pounds running around with that baritone on the field. Me too. Me too. Especially if, and that's not even talk about during concert season when you switch from baritone to euphonium. And that was heavy. That was heavy. Sis about hell no, he didn't. Rich, we've been on an hour 11. We've
Yeah.
been on an hour 11.
Hey, this
Listen
been
to
a good. Hey, this been a good, just a chill, random topic type episode, dude. I like this. The vibe was good today, man. Good vibe check.
absolutely, absolutely, man. I enjoyed the show. Thank y'all so much for everybody commenting and all that good stuff. Real quick before we get off here, Mo Swag. Let me tell you something. And I'm telling you this publicly, and I'm gonna call you and tell you too to look at hour 11 and 55 seconds. Stop bashing these people on these social media platforms because they think it's me, you, and Reggie. That comment you made about Sherry Shepherd was not cool. Talking about her go-go boots. That was not.
It was funny though. It was funny. It was funny.
The
It was
outfit
funny.
was ugly though. I ain't gonna even lie to you. The outfit was ugly. But Mo, you can't. Mo, listen. When it comes to black women, Mo, you have to make your comments in a way that other black women will not be hitting me up talking about uh XYZ. Mo, you can't do that, Mo. You
Look,
cannot do that.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Damn it.
I'm gonna tell you like this. As much as we talk about each other on this show, and to one thing I can say is whatever we say behind each other's back, we'll say directly to each other's face. So
Definitely.
when you hear like I call Q a slut puppy, I call Q slut puppy to his face. Um, and that ain't no disrespect, but this I'm saying all this to say this. Y'all see us here on the show live, and we talk about each other. But guess what? There's no malice because what we say in the camera when the other people ain't there is the same thing we say to their face when we with them. So that's why it's all love. And I just want to say that thank you, Q, for bringing us together. Um, because honestly, there's no way I would have met Mo. Um, and here I am. Y'all still won't let that first conference call go, even damn near 10 years later. Rotina called him a Thatia. Oh, great. I can't wait for the words that she got about me. But anyway, thank you for bringing us together because this has been a whirlwind experience. I would have never thought, you know, damn near a decade ago that I would be doing something like this because this is not my, this is not my realm whatsoever. But thank you for giving me the opportunity. I greatly appreciate it. And all the people that we've had as part of the show, Shimmy, Sunshine, Deuce, um, you know, all of our guests. Thank you all so much for having a positive impact on our lives because
Absolutely.
it's just one of those things that you never know um, what can happen, and when you go down a path of uncertainty, you will rely on your past and the training that you've had in life that to that point. But thank you for expanding my realm because it's been greatly appreciated, sir. So thank you very much.
Man, you are absolutely welcome, bro. One of the reasons why I said, I gotta get Reggie on the show because I knew that our classmates would look at one of our viewers and said, wait a minute, am I am I dreaming some with Q and Reggie on one show?
Because
How?
it don't make sense. If you knew us in high school, this don't make sense at all.
It don't.
It
It
don't.
just don't.
It's not like me and Q were strangers to each other. It wasn't like we had beat. We just didn't run in the same circle. That's all it was. We just didn't run in the same circle. I ain't had no problem with Q. So it's like, yeah. But I knew who he was though. I knew it
That'll
was.
work, man. That'll work. Everybody, listen, do us a favor. Make sure you share this broadcast with anybody that you know and love, your frenemies, your family, and all that good stuff. Share this up with us. Now, check this out. On coming up, because I'm gonna be in Dallas here for a little bit, before I head back to Houston. I am putting together a show or two, that myself, Most Swag, and Reggie can be in the same room at the same time because it's been since 2020 since we or 2019, right? One
No, it
of
was
them,
January 2020.
2020 since we've been in person, and so we gonna definitely make sure that's been 5 years. We Dog. See what COVID did, and then part is my fault because I can't sit still, but yeah, you're welcome, brother. Anytime, man. I'm glad. I'm definitely glad. Cat said, Hendrix, you would not have met me either. You know what? Cassie, do me a favor, because Cassie, she says she not a chef, but I think she a chef. I seen that uh you was on TV a couple of months ago with that what kind of syrup is again? Cassie done made her own syrup, not syrup, syrup, and I think it got liquor in it, and it's in Central Market right now. And she has some recipes and stuff like that. Drop us where we can find you, Cassie, so the people can go on and look, and so they can buy some of your syrup and stuff like that. I want us to do that. Oh yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something, Cassie. You got to come on the show. We gonna have a good conversation. We gonna bring you on the show. I know the last time we had an issue, but that's been fixed. Tina, she said, y'all need to go fishing with me for real. Reggie, bring your ass on up here now. You know what? I told Tina the other night I ain't been fishing since I was 4 years old, and she laughed at me, bro. I mean, took off laughing at me. Like,
I don't do fishing.
uh-oh.
I've had too many bad experiences fishing. Last 2 times I went fishing, I caught an alligator gar that jumped out the water and tried to attack me. Then I caught a snapping turtle that chased my ass for about 100 yards. No, I'll pass. I'll go out there with you.
Yeah, Cassie, you always on TV. Cassie's always on TV. That's just what that is. Cassie's always on TV. Yeah, we get to do that. While I'm out here, we need to go on and throw us a good old gathering. And a cool little kickback. Master Gas Entertainment presents. Bring your own shit kickback. That means you bring your own food, bring your own drink, bring your own shit, and we find a
Yeah,
place and we just throw a kickback. Just
if
have at it.
they had a came to one of my to one of the tailgates, they'd have a fucking blast.
Oof. Reggie, you just can't eat no more rum cake and then pass out in the back of your truck. You can't do that no more.
I didn't know it had alcohol in it. I can't have
Rum
alcohol.
cake,
That's
Reggie. Rum cake.
I didn't know it was rum cake. Q. I thought it was just cake. I didn't know. I can't have alcohol. So yeah.
Oh, you playing it now? Let's do it. Now, Tina, look, now is the reception gonna be good out there? Because you bees in the country. You goes out to the country, you leave the city, go to the country. Tina want to move eventually to the country, and that's cool, but we got to go have cell reception because I got to come back into the city. I don't need to miss none of my text messages. I need my shit. Rotina, that thing autocorrect. Oh, okay, yeah. She should say okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Next weekend. I'm sorry. Thank you, Tank. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it. On next weekend, Kanisha, go ahead and drop it in the comments for us. My sis, Katina Petite, as you can see across her information is down there. She's gonna drop it in the comments. The Kings and Queens of Prosperity is presenting a Glendale Park community event. I am going to do my best to get out there. They're going to be donating clothes and items, personal items to the community. It's just a different way of actually bringing the community together, giving to those who are in need. It's going to be at Glendale Park. Do me a favor while y'all out there at Glendale Park. If you can afford to buy you a bulletproof vest, please invest in that. Also, make sure Make sure you have on your running shoes and not your sandals, because if some shit go down, we all got to be able to get to the car. And so, but Glendale Park on next weekend, I believe it's next Saturday. Sis, drop your information in the chat. Cassie Q need not miss his little lady. I'm trying to tell you, listen, I can't miss my shit now. I can't miss my shit because I get put on punishment. Oh, okay. Now we can go now, Joe Pool Lake, as long as it's the good side at Joe Pool Lake, because the Pleasant Grove side is gonna be scary. Can we be on the other side, where they actually cut the
Cedar Hill side?
grass? Where they actually cut the grass? Glendale Park in Dallas, Anthony. It's in Dallas. Glendale Park in Dallas, Texas. Is it still Ledbetter now? Because they didn't change the names of the streets. Ledbetter in Oak Cliff, Dallas. In Oak Cliff, Dallas. All right. So everybody, thank y'all so much again for watching the show. Definitely, yes, please wear a vest to prevent some mess. And Tina said, Joe Pool, what am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? I thought Joe Pool was ran across Pleasant Grove. Does it go all the way to Grand? No, what lake is that? I'm thinking about. Oh, okay. Grand Prairie it is. Oh yeah, you talking about? I know you talking about. You talking about Grand Prairie Cedar Hill border.
Yeah.
I know what you talk. Okay, I got it. Oh yeah, we can go over there. We'll scare all the white people. We can go over there. We'll scare all the white people over there. They see a whole bunch of niggas coming. They go to scattering like roaches. Kings and Queens of Prosperity Gift Back. We're accepting donations at Cash App $ Libra Luxury 2025. We need men, women, and children's clothes, shoes with toys. Kanisha says she will pick up your donations, and this is her phone number, area code 479-335-4547. Again, area code 479-335-4547.
So
That's gonna be
pin that to the comments at the top so people can see that, so we can make sure that people get that information so it doesn't get buried in the comments.
You got it. All right, then, y'all. We see y'all a little bit. Reggie, it's been a good show, bro. Good to see your face, man. We're gonna see each other in person real shortly here soon. Just let me know, man, when you're gonna go out of town again, because you a jet setter and I can't keep up. I can't do it. I can't keep up. I ain't got that kind of money. Everybody know Reggie's a millionaire. He rich, and so I can't do that. Mo put it out there, man. I'm just reinforcing what she say, so yeah. So we're gonna definitely make sure that we do that. Let me get my shit together, make sure I do this. And I'm going and check on my mama, because I smell her cooking something. I sure hope it's some breakfast in there she making. I sure hope it's some breakfast, because I'm hungry. All right, then, everybody. Peace out. God bless you. We see you in a minute.